It says on my screen that it is streaming live.
Rishi, yes, it is. I will send the link now on this group.
Okay. So I'm going to start in the meantime.
Sure.
Hari Om all. Let us begin with today's satsang. Begin by purification, sprinkling water around on yourselves. Om apavitraha pavitro va sarvavasthangatopi va yahasmaret pundarikaksham sabhahyabhyantaraha suchi. Sip water from the palm of the right hand 3 times. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Om, rinse your hands now. Om Hrishikeshaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. If you have a kus ring, put it onto the ring finger of the right hand. Om Pavitre Stho Vaishnavyo Saviturva Prasvaut Punamya Chidrena Pavitrena Suryasya Rashmabhi Tasyate Pavitrapate Pavitraputasya Yatakama Pune Tachakeyam. Using your thumb, apply a chandan dot to your forehead. Om Chandanam Bandute Nityam Pavitram Papanashanam Apadam Harite Nityam Lakshmir Vasiti Sarvada. We'll begin with the Ved mantras. We're having slight technical issues, so we may not be able to share this on the screen, but most of you would already know these mantras, and please join in. Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyan Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Padam, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Om Swastina Indro Vridashavaha, Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha, Swastina Stariksura Rishtanemihi, Swastino Brihaspati Dadhatu. Om Payah Prithivyam Payah Ushadishu, Payo Divyantarikshe Payodhaha, Payaswati Pradishaha Santumahyam. Om Vishnoratamasi Vishnu Snaptrestho Vishnu Surasi Vishnu Dhruvasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavitva. Om Agnir Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasavo Devata Rudra Devata Ditya Devata Maruto Devata Vishwe Deva Devata Brihaspati Devatendra Devata Varuno Devata. Om Dyoho Shantirantariksha Gung Shanti Prithivi Shantir Apah Shantiroshadhayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagung Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi. ओम विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुव सुशान्तिर्भवतु। ओम आनो भद्रः क्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतो तब्धा स्वपरितास उद्भिदः देवानो यथा सदमिद्वृधे असन्न प्रायुवो रक्षितारो दिवे दिवे। ओम देवानां भद्र सुमतिर्ऋजूयतां देवानगुंरातिरभिनो निवर्तताम्। देवानागुं सख्यम् उपसेदिमा वयं देवान आयुः प्रतिरन्तु जीवसे। ओम तान् पूर्वया निविदाहु महे वयं भगं मित्रम् अदितिं दक्षमस्त्रिधम् अर्यमनं वरुणगुं सोममश्विना सरस्वती नः सुभगामयस्करत्। ओम तन्नो वातो मयो भुवातु भेषजं तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिता द्योः तद्ग्रावानः सोमसुतो मयो भुवस्तदश्विना श्रृणुतन् धिष्ण्यायुवम्। ओम तमीशानं जगतस्तस्तु शस्पतिं धियन् जिन्वमवसे होमहे वयम् पूषानो यथा वेद साम सद्वृधे रक्षिता पायुर्दब्धः स्वस्तये। ओम स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्योररिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम पृषदश्वा मरुतः पृश्निमातरः शुभं यावानो विदथेषु जग्मयः अग्निजिह्वा मनवः सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्निः। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देव भद्रं पश्येम अक्षभिर्यजत्रः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्ट्वा पुंसस्तनूभिर्व्यशेमहि देवहितं यदायुः। ओम शतमिन्नो शरदो अन्तिदेवा यत्रानश्चक्रा जरसन्तनूनां पुत्रासो यत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मद्यारी ऋषितार्युर्गन्तोः। ओम अदितिर्द्योर अदितिर अंतरिक्षम अदितिर माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदितिः पंचजना अदितिर्जातम् अदितिर्जनित्वम्। ओम ऋचं वाचं प्रपद्ये मनो यजुः प्रपद्ये साम प्राणं प्रपद्ये चक्षुश्रोत्रं प्रपद्ये वागोजः सहोजो मयि प्राणपानो। ओम तम पत्नीभिर अनुगच्छेम देवः पुत्रैर्भ्रातृभिरुतवा हिरण्यः नाकं गृभनानः सुकृतस्य लोके तृतीये पृष्ठे अधिरोचने दिवः। ओम आयुष्यं वर्चस्य ग्वंग्रायस्पौषमोद्भिदम् इदग्वं हिरण्यं वर्चस्वग्रे क्षेत्राय विशतातु माम्। ओम द्योः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि। ओम यतो यतः समीहसे ततो नो अभयं कुरु शन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्न पशुभ्य। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः सुशान्तिर्भवतु। ओम हे रंब त्वमेह्येहि अंबिका त्र्यंबकात्मज सिद्धि बुद्धि पत्यत्र्यक्ष लक्ष्य लाभ पितुः पितः नागास्य नागहारत्वं गणराजा चतुर्भुज भूषितः स्वायुधैर्दिव्ये पाशाङ्कुश परश्वधैः आवाहयामि पूजार्थं रक्षार्थं च मम कृतो यागत्य गृहाणत्वं पूजां कर्तुं च रक्ष मे। ओम मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयुतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये अंजनीगर्भसम्भूतं कपीन्द्रं सचिवोत्तमं रामप्रियं नमस्तुभ्यं हनुमान रक्ष सर्वदा। ओम ध्यायेदाजानुबाहुं धृतशरधनुषं बद्धपद्मासनस्थं पीतं वासुवसानं नवकमलदलस्पर्धिनितं प्रसन्नं वामाङ्कारूढ सीतामुखकमलमिललोचनं नीरदाभं नाना अलङ्कारयुक्तं दलतमृषटमण्डलं रामचन्द्रम् ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुनुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवे वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदे गायन्ति यं सामगः ध्यानावस्थित तत्कतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगण देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ शान्तं पद्मासनस्थं शशधरमुकुटं पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं शूलं वज्रं च खड्गं परशुम् अभयदं दक्षिणाङ्गे वहन्तं नागपाशं च घण्टां डमरुकसहितम् अंकुशं वामभागे नाना अलङ्कारदीप्तं स्फटिकमणिनिभं पार्वतीशं नमामि। ॐ या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या पीनावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मा अच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः। ॐ लक्ष्मी क्षीर समुद्र राजतनयां श्रीरंगधामेश्वरीं दासीभूत समस्त देव वनितां लोकैक दीपांकुरां श्रीमन्मन्द कटाक्ष लब्ध विभव ब्रह्मेन्द्र गंगाधरान् तान्त्रैलोक्य कुटुम्बिनीं सरसिजां वन्दे मुकुन्द प्रियाम्। ॐ सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय। Okay, we're going to have Chalisa and bhajans now.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुखर सुधार बरनो रघुबर बिमल जसो जो दायक फल चार बुद्धिहीन तनु जान के सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहे हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमत के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। मुद्रिका मेली मुख माई जल दिलांगी गए अचरज नाई दुर्गम के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होठ न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे सब सुख लही तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन कर वचन ध्यान जोड़ावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अस्त सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुपतिपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्त न धरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट हरे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलवीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई यह शत बार पाठ कर जोई छूटे बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सीधी साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा पवन तने संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसो
गौरी गणेश रङ्गन श्री गणेश। ओम सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय।
Okay, we are going to begin with Gita part, chapter 4, verse number 8. Join me. The text is on the screen. Om paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapan arthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Let's do this again. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Paritranaya means to deliver, to fulfill the needs of. Sadhunam, of sadhus. Vinashaya, vinash ka matlab hai to destroy. So, and for the destruction of what? Dushkritam, jo paap karma hai, all the adharmic activities. And dharma sansthapan arthaya. Dharma sthapan means to establish, for the establishment of dharma. Arthaya, that means that is the reason, for the purpose of establishing dharma. Sambhavami. Sambhavami means I appear. Who is speaking? Bhagwan Shri Krishna. When does he appear? Yuge yuge, age after age. So in the previous verse, we heard that jab dharma की हानि होती है और अधर्म का वृद्धि या बढ़ंती होती है, तब भगवान अपने रूप को रचता है. So we read in the previous verse, yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata, in which it says that whenever dharma is being challenged, is being suppressed, is not being allowed to be practiced, and adharma grows, there is an increase in adharma, then Bhagwan says, मैं अपने रूप को रचता हूँ. Then I take on a form. I create a form. Rachna means to create. Now he says, साधु पुरुषों को साधु पुरुष का उद्धार करने के लिए. So परित्राणा means to deliver, उनका उद्धार करने के लिए, और दुष्कर्म करने वालों का नाश करने के लिए, and to destroy or to vanquish all those who are causing sinful activities to take place. But it also means to destroy sinful tendencies in people, right? और धर्म स्थापन करने के लिए, and to re-establish dharma, मैं युग युग में प्रकट होता हूँ. Bhagwan says, I appear from age to age. So whenever dharma is in decay, and whenever adharma flourishes, then I come into being. What's the reason? To protect the righteous, to protect dharma, and to destroy the wicked tendencies and to re-establish the principles of dharma. I appear age after age. So this is the same idea that we read about in the Ramcharitramanas when it says Vipradhenu Sura Santahita Lina Manuj Avatar Nija Icha Nirmita Tanu Maya Guna Gopar. Vipradhenu Sura Santahita. These four Vipra are the people who are advanced in spiritual knowledge. Dhenu, cows, Sura, the sadhus, and Sant, Bhagwan, Sura Sant. For their benefit, Lina Manuja Avatar, I take on a human form. Nija Icha, by my own desire. In other words, nobody causes me to take on a form. I project myself. Nirmittatanu. So he takes on a human form or a material form for the purpose of Vipradhenu Sura Santahita. Right? True. So the Lord appears for the benefit of his devotees. And this is the main purpose of God's appearance. So what is the main purpose again? For the benefit of his devotees. But his devotees cannot benefit if the wicked are flourishing. So therefore, in the process of satisfying his devotees, he destroys the wicked. Doesn't necessarily destroy only the wicked people, but he also destroys the wicked tendencies. So we all have in us dharmic tendencies and adharmic tendencies. We have the ability to be devoted to Bhagwan. We also have the tendency to be wicked. And when Bhagwan appears in our life, then our devotion begins to increase because our wicked tendencies are being destroyed. So the principles of dharma, or religion if you want to call it, or correct duty, are laid down in the Vedas, which are the words of the Lord. So our system of dharma has been created by Bhagwan himself. Ye dharma Bhagwan ka den hai. It is a gift to us by Bhagwan. We should not accept systems laid down by others, especially those systems that contradict what Bhagwan has stated. So if somebody else gives you a system to follow that is not contradicting what Bhagwan says, that means it is in, if I can use the word, it is in sync with what Bhagwan has said. No problem, you can follow that system. But the moment a system is contradicting Bhagwan's words, we should not follow that. We should not accept systems laid down by others unless they are systems that are based completely on the words of Bhagwan. So the Lord's system is the only system of dharma that we should be following. Now, we said earlier that the Lord appears to protect the righteous and to destroy the wicked. So that means that the Lord appeared for a particular reason, a purpose. He has a purpose, or if you want to say, he has a desire to fulfill. What is this desire that he has? He wants to deliver the pure, the good souls and to establish dharma. And why does he have this desire? Because of the love that he has for sadhus and devotees. So, if you want to describe this as Bhagwan has a desire, but what is this desire? This desire is based on his complete love for the devotee and no other reason. No selfishness is involved. He's only giving, not expecting anything in return. He wants to protect his devotees. So for us then, we must understand that if God loves us so much, that if we are being threatened in following our devotion towards him, there are obstacles in our devotion that are created by outside forces, then he will come. He will take avatar in our lives to re-establish this devotion and this dharma. And if we recognize that, then we must continue with our dharmic activities, with our walking on the righteous path, knowing that we will be successful in this effort. Even though unrighteousness may dominate all around us. The society that we live in, the environment that we live in, may be full of unrighteousness, especially in this Kali Yuga. But that does not mean we should abandon dharma. We may be in the minority as practitioners of dharma, but it doesn't mean we must abandon. We must still continue with practicing dharma. This is so because we will receive strength and motivation when we engage in meditation and devotion to Bhagwan. So we too should strive for this state, that when we are in a deep state of meditation, when we are being devoted to Bhagwan, then that in itself will be motivation for us. So how could we do this? We should engage in daily meditation, in regular satsang, in regular bhajans, in studying scriptures, in being kind to others. In addition to all of this, all our actions should be good and in accordance with dharma. We should bring joy and happiness to others. Sabko khushi karo. We should not let the actions of the unrighteous, of the adharmic people, influence us. If all around us people are fraudulent, that does not mean that we should engage in fraud. If the police ask us for bribes because we've broken some law, it does not mean that we should oblige and give them that bribe. Because remember, if the police asks for a bribe, he is engaging in ku-karma. And the results of ku-karma will be negative for that policeman. The moment we give the bribe, then we too are engaging in ku-karma. And we too will get negative consequences of that ku-karma. So by obliging and engaging in adharmic activities, we are, if I want to use the word, cooking our own goose. We are making life difficult for ourselves. If a brother or an uncle or a father or anybody that we know does not attend satsang or attends satsang and is not really interested, doesn't sing and join in the bhajans, doesn't recite the mantras, it does not mean that we too should imitate them, even though they may be elder to us, our own parents. Even then, we should not engage in copying them. If you know what they are doing is incorrect, we should not copy them. On the contrary, we should double our efforts on the path of dharma. And maybe they will be positively influenced by our actions. Right? So coming back to this purpose for what Bhagwan takes avatar, this is a purpose or desire that he has to protect the good, to re-establish dharma. And the protection and re-establishment of dharma requires the destruction of the wicked or the destruction of the wrong tendencies that we may all have. So, Papa karma ko nash karna chahiye. We need to destroy these evil tendencies, removal or destruction of wrong tendencies is necessary so that it can be replaced by good behavior, by dharma. It is as if we are reprogramming ourselves. You know, when a computer is about to crash, we have to remove the old program and put in a new program, because the old program is causing a destruction of the computer. So what do? We remove the old program and reprogram the computer. We too need to be reprogrammed when our actions are causing us to self-destruct. It's causing us to do the wrong things. Then what do we have to do? Remove all the old programs that are causing us to self-destruct and replace it with dharma, with the dharmic program. So we too need to reprogram in this way. So that's our Gita recital for today. We're going to go on now to the Ramayana. Today we are reading Doha number 178. We're going to begin with Jai Sumirat Siddhi Hoy. Jai Sumirat Siddhi Hoy Sitaram Gananayak Karivar Badana Karo Anugrah Soy Sitaram Buddhi Raji Subha Gun Sadana Moka Hoy Vachal Sitaram Pangu Chade Girivar Gahana Jasu Kripa Sudayal Sitaram Drabo Sakal Kalimal Dahana Neel Saroru Sham Sitaram Tarun Arun Barijanayana Karo Sumam Uradham Sitaram Sadachir Sagar Sayana Kund Indu Samadeha Sitaram Umaraman Karuna Ayana Jahidin Paraneha Sitaram Karo Kripa Mardana Mayana Bandau Guru Padakanja Sitaram Kripa Sindhunar Rupa Hari Mahamohatam Punja Sitaram Jasubachana Ravikara Nikara Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai Katha Arambha Hota Hai Suno Veer Hanuman Asan Ko Prabhu Aiye Siya Sakha Sahit Bhagwan Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai. Doha number 178 of Balkan. Khai Sindhu Gabhir Ati Chari Udisi Piri Ava Kanaka Kota Mani Kachta Drida Barinana Jai Banawa Hari Prerit Jahi Kalapa Joy Jatu Dhan Pati Hoi Sur Pratapi Atula Bala Dala Samet Bas Soi Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Rahe taha nisi char bhat bhare te sab suran samar sanghare ab tah rahi sakra ke prere rachak koti jachpati kere Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Siya Ram सिया राम जय जय राम। दस मुख कतहु खबरी असी पाई, सेन साजी घर घेरसी जाई। देखी बिकट भट बड़ी कटकाई, जच्छ जीव ले गए पराई। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। फिर सब नगर दसानन देखा, गयउ सोच सुख भयउ विशेषा। सुंदर सहज अगम अनुमानी, कीन्ही तहाँ रावण रजधानी। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। जय जस जोग बाटी गृह दीन है, सुखी सकल रजनी चर कीन है। एक बार कुबेर पर धावा, पुष्पक जान जीती लय आवा। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। कौतुक ही कैलाश पुनी, दीन सिजाई उठाई। मनहु तौलि निज बाहुबल, चला बहुत सुख पाई। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। So we read last week about the description of Lanka. किस तरह चारों ओर समुद्र थे और गहरी खाई, it was surrounded by the ocean and there were huge walls around Lanka and there was a moat around it to make it difficult for people to enter. भगवान की प्रेरणा से जिस कल्प में जो राक्षसों का राजा होता है, वही शूर प्रतापी अतुलित बलवान अपनी सेना सहित उस पुरी में बसता है. So Ravan, in every yuga, in every kalp, when there are a lot of rakshasas, he is the king of rakshasas, or he is accompanied by Atulit Balwan apni sena sahit, with his huge army. They are all there. Pehle, so first in Lanka, rahe taha nisichar bhat bhare, te sab suran samar sanghare. So in Lanka, bade yodha rakshas rehte the, very powerful rakshasas, asurs, demons used to live. और देवताओं ने उन सब को युद्ध में मार डाला. But the Devatas fought and overcame them, destroyed them. So it was initially the abode of demons, but the Devatas occupied this place with all their powerful, because they overcame the powerful army of the demons. अब इंद्र की प्रेरणा से वहां कुबेर के करोड़ रक्षक रहते हैं. So now who is living there? Huge numbers of the gods. Rakshak is the gods of Yakshalok, of who? Of Kuber. And why are they there? They are there under the direction of Indra. Indra asked them to protect this place now. Which place is this? It is Lanka. Dasamukha katahu khabari asipai. And somehow or the other, Dasamukh, Ravan, got news of this, that this place was such a beautiful place and the Devatas had use of it and Kuber's guards were protecting it. Usne sena sajahakar kile ko jaag घेरा. So he took his huge army and he surrounded Lanka, this fortress. It was described here as a fortress. और उस बड़े विकट योद्धा और उसकी बड़ी सेना को देखकर यक्ष अपने प्राण लेकर भाग गए. So all these guards were there. When they saw the powerful warriors in Ravan's army and they saw the size of the army, they realized that they stand no chance. और वो प्राण लेकर भाग गए. To protect their own lives, they ran away. Okay, so I'm just reminded that many of us have security guards guarding our neighborhoods. And in most cases, they are unarmed. We must be aware that if a powerful enemy comes to attack those guards, it is only natural for them to save their lives and run, as we see in many cases. So we need to understand that. These yakshas or these guards did the same thing. Firi sab nagar dasanan dekha. So Dasanan dekha, he went to see where sab nagar, he went around the area. Ghum fir kar sara nagar dekha. He went to look nicely what there is, what there isn't, etc. Gayavu soch sukh bhayavu visesha. And all this stress and concern and anxiety that he had about establishing his own kingdom was now had disappeared when he saw what a lovely place Lanka was. Sundar sahaja agam anumani kinitaha ravan rajadhani. तो उस पुरी को स्वाभाविक ही सुंदर और बाहर वालों के लिए दुर्गम अनुमान करके रावण वहां अपनी राजधानी कायम की. So he established his capital there. He established his kingdom there. Why did he establish his kingdom? Because it was naturally beautiful, and for outsiders, it was very difficult for them to gain entry from outside. So he felt this would be an appropriate place for him to establish his kingdom. Remember, he thought, therefore, that nobody will be able to attack him inside. He didn't cater for the fact that if you challenge dharma, then eventually, like we read in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan will take avatar to destroy that dharma, which is challenging dharma. Jehi jasa jog bhati griha dine. So all the palaces and homes that were there, he distributed it. How did he distribute it? Yogita ke anusar, appropriately, according to the status of people in his Rakshas clan. So those who were higher up in status, he probably gave them better palaces and better homes, and others were given less appropriate, less elaborate buildings, right? Or sab rakshaso ko sukhi kiya, and he made everybody comfortable. He made them happy. So see, Ravan also had some good qualities. He had some good managerial skills as well. If you keep those who are below you happy and satisfied, the chances are that they will be more willing to serve. But obviously, you must expect them to serve justly in the cause of dharma, not to serve in the cause of dharma. So if you are doing good activities, then you need to keep those people who are supporting you in those good activities satisfied, so that they will continue doing the good work that you want them to do. Obviously, if you are abusing state money and all of that, then even though you try to satisfy those below you, there is a very strong chance, because you are practicing a dharma, Bhagavan will eventually destroy those tendencies and destroy that dharma. Right? So what once, एक बार कुबेर पर धावा पुष्पक जान नीति ले आवा जीति ले आवा. So what happened once? He attacked Kuber. Ravan attacked Kuber, overcame him, and took away the Pushpak Viman, the aerial vehicle that Kuber had. So this is how Ravan got control of that Pushpak Viman. तो फिर उसने जाकर खिलवाड़ ही में कैलाश पर्वत को उठा लिया. Then he very playfully, in his spot as it were, he lifted कैलाश पर्वत खिलाड़ी में ही, और मानो अपनी भुजाओं का बल तोड़कर बहुत सुख पाकर वह वहां से चला गया. So why did he do this? It felt as if he was testing the strength of his arms, and he was very pleased with himself that I am so strong, and he left Kailas, right? So all of this, from the time he overcame Kuber and took away the Pushpak Viman by force, and now when he's lifting up Kailash Parvat, it only talks to the ego and the pride that Ravan had. It was as if somebody is flexing his muscles and saying, see how strong I am. I can tackle anybody. That is what he is doing. In other words, he is boasting and he is taken in by his own ego and pride. So this is where we're going to stop now. This is leading to, we spoke about how Ravan came about, and it's now going to lead to how this dharma represented by Ravan is going to be destroyed eventually by dharma, when dharma takes avatar. तथा विसर्जन होत है सुनहु वीर हनुमान, आसन को प्रभु जाइए सिया सखा सहित भगवान, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय. Jai Shri Ram. We're going to have a few bhajans now.
Jai Jai Bhavani Ma. जय जय काली माँ, जय जग जननी माँ, जय जय लक्ष्मी माँ, जय जग जननी माँ, जय जय लक्ष्मी माँ, दुर्गा वाणी माँ, जय जय वाणी माँ, दुर्गा वाणी माँ, जय जय वाणी माँ, दुर्गा वाणी माँ, जय जय वाणी माँ। ओम श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। जय नारायण जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय नारायण जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। तेरे पावन सुमिरन करके अंतर में सुख भर आता। तेरे पावन सुमिरन करके अंतर में सुख भर आता। रोम रोम में प्रेम की हावड़ा बन के भक्ति बिखर जाता। रोम रोम में बन के भक्ति बिखर जाता। जय कल्याणी जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय कल्याणी जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। मन अंदर में मंत्र बनो तुम जीवन पूजा दो माँ। मन अंदर में मंत्र बनो तुम जीवन पूजा दो माँ। जन्म जन्म के संताप को तेज से अपने जला दो माँ। जन्म जन्म के संताप को तेज से अपने जला दो माँ। जय रानी जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय रानी जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो मंगलदाती देने वाली, मन वांछित फल वरदाये। मंगलदाती देने वाली, मन वांछित फल वरदाये। द्वार की हरिया कोई खाली नहीं जाए। द्वार की हरिया कोई खाली नहीं जाए। जय ब्रह्मानी जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय ब्रह्मानी जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। राम भजन हम निश दिन करते, मन में जपते नाम विमल। राम भजन हम निश दिन करते, मन में जपते नाम विमल। मैया तेरे शरण कमल, शरण कमल मैया तेरे शरण कमल। जयति शरण जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जयति शरण जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। जय नारायण जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। नारायण जय जय दुर्गे, जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः। 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 श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जो ध्यावे पल पावे, दुख विन से मन का। स्वामी दुख विन से मन का। सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे। कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। मात पिता तुम मेरे, शरण कहो मैं किसकी। स्वामी शरण कहो मैं किसकी। तुम बिना और न दूजा, तुम बिना और न दूजा। आश करो मैं जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी। स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर। तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता। स्वामी तुम पालन करता। मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी। कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक अगोचर, सबके प्राणपति। स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विध मिलो दया में, किस विध मिलो दया में। तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम रक्षक मेरे। स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे। करुणा हस्त बढ़ाओ, करुणा हस्त बढ़ाओ। शरण परा तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा। स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, धन मन धन सब है तेरा, स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण, तेरा तुझको अर्पण, क्या लागे मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
ओम कर्पूर गौरं करुणावतारं, संसार सारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं, सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे, भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ओम मंगलम भगवान विष्णु, मंगलम गरुडध्वज, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष, मंगलाय तनोहरि। ओम सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके, शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते, नारायणी नमोस्तुते, नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। विसर्जन मंत्रस। ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मंगलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अपराध सहस्राणि क्रियन्ते अहर्निशं मया, दासो यमिति मामत्वा क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। आवाहनं न जानामि विसर्जनं, पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम, तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष त्वं परमेश्वर। बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, जगत जननी पार्वती माता की जय, श्री सीता रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, लक्ष्मण जी की जय, श्री महावीर स्वामी बजरंग बली की जय, श्री राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय, श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय, शिव शंकर भगवान पार्वती माता की जय, गंगा माता की जय, यमुना माता की जय, गौरी माता, काली माता, दुर्गा माता, लक्ष्मी माता, सरस्वती माता की जय। ओम नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव हर। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। जय सिया राम।